Welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. Staying safe with everything going on in the world. I think it's pretty wild how things have progressed so fast and where we are today, but hope everybody's being safe and is keeping others safe in regards to their health as well. But yeah, I just wanted to film another video. I'm using natural light again, and it's a little bit later in the afternoon, so the light might not be the greatest, and hopefully you guys can see me fine. Again, filming on my phone hasn't changed, still the same, but I thought, why not create more content? I have a few new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing and joining this little group of my friends who subscribe to this channel, and hopefully you'll be able to enjoy some of the content that I create. But going off the last video that I made, towards the end of it, I mentioned that I started to look for a property to possibly purchase a property, and I can say that I've learned a lot, and so I kind of wanted to share a couple of the things that I learned in this process and where I am today. So it's certainly a process that I was not familiar with. My family being an immigrant coming from the Dominican Republic, we rented the whole entire time almost here living in the US, and so I was very unfamiliar with the process, but I've had friends who have purchased properties that have given me more knowledge through the time that I've experienced certain things, and I apologize, the sun is coming more out, so it'll look a little different possibly. But yeah, I wasn't really planning to purchase a property. I think in my idea of purchasing a property, I didn't think I was going to be able to do it till maybe in my early 30s, and right now I'm 26, and it wasn't something that I was focusing on until one of my friends started looking at properties in the state of Rhode Island, and he was showing me some of the things that he was looking at in terms of options, and then I started to think to myself, wow, that seems reasonable, and kind of intrigued me, and I said, let me see what these monthly payments could look like if I were to purchase a property in the same area. So I ran the math and I ran the numbers, and I was like, I could possibly do this. So I did a little research online, and I found some available options and programs that the state of Rhode Island has for first-time homeowners. And a lot of states have these programs in order to assist, not assist, but in a way increase the number of people buying property, and also attracting young people to possibly move into the state as well. But yeah, I did my research, I got some information, and I got in touch with my best friend, and he had learned that in Rhode Island you should get pre-approved, and a lot of states have shifted to having pre-approval set prior to even looking at properties. It's better to be pre-approved. So I decided, I think it was November, it was late November of 2019, I decided to go ahead and maybe dive into some lending offices and mortgage companies, or lender offices specifically in the state of Rhode Island, and I came upon this one that seemed great, and I went ahead and applied, and I got a call back a few weeks later after I applied, and they had pre-approved me for about $350,000, which is at the time way above what I really planned on looking at in terms of property values. But that was fantastic, and I was able to move forward. My friend Christy, hi Christy if you're watching, introduced me to a friend of hers who's an agent. Her name is Lindsay, and she's fantastic. I mean, my first call with her, we clicked immediately, and so wanted to move forward and schedule some open houses or appointments to look at some properties when we came up with a list. So in the beginning, I was mainly looking at possibly purchasing a multifamily, specifically to be able to live in there and have some of the tax benefits. A lot of states, when you live in the rental property, you get some kind of tax benefit and then rent out the other units. But I quickly found out that multifamilies go really quickly and they're super competitive, and there's a ton of investors and contractors who are looking to update the place and sell it for a higher amount of money, obviously make a profit off of that. And so that's the whole business. So I was kind of naive to think that I could just go in, look at multifamilies, and I was not going to have as much competition. Just because I started to look in the winter, I wasn't expecting as much competition as I encountered. So the first few properties that I saw, I was still learning about what I liked, what I didn't like, and just learning things in general about, how old is the roof, how old is the heating unit, how old is the furnace, like, is it, gas, is it oil heating, like just details that I was not familiar with myself. So I was learning a lot, and on one of the first weekends of seeing a property, I actually really liked this one, but quickly, the conversation, the traffic, I really couldn't move forward for it. And I went to I went to Seven Stars Bakery in Rhode Island. If you're from Rhode Island, you might know Seven Stars, but it's a really great bakery if you are in the Providence area. So we went there after a showing, and we discussed like what I was seeing and some of the trends that she was seeing as well. And she sort of said, maybe it's a good idea to think about possibly doing a single family where you can update the bathrooms, update the kitchen, add more value to the property, sell it sometime down the line, and possibly be able to make some money, and then use that money if you wanted to move forward in the future in my multifamily to buy a multifamily. So I'm a person, I'm very, very once I set my mind to something, that's what I want to do. I don't want to do anything else. But after talking it out and breaking down the numbers and talking about certain things, I decided to go ahead and do that, to look at single families and still look at multifamilies to see what the options were there, but to also look at single families and see how things can go from there. So you're wondering, how can I afford all of this, and how do I get to this point? I'm very lucky. I have a great job, and it's not like I make a ton of money, but I have also made a lot of sacrifices. So if you know me, I pack my lunch every day for work, and I try to reduce my costs in terms of weekly costs, expenses, to a tighter budget. I do travel, and I'm able to do a lot because I do those things. And so if I cut down on traveling, if I cut down on certain things, and I already pay nearly $1,000 a month in rent, which is in Boston fairly common for a room. I have 2 roommates, so the rent in total is around $2,800 where I live right now. But I was like, okay, if I can find a place where the mortgage is slightly more expensive, not travel for some time, and see where it goes from there, and pay a little bit more, but have an investment, build equity. That's where the mindset was. So started to look at various single families, and yeah, it was I fell in love with a lot of homes, and unfortunately I lost a lot of homes. So I put an offer very quickly in the first one. When I know I like something, I want to move quickly, and luckily that worked for me in this market, because this market right now is a seller's market. So if you're selling a home, this is a good opportunity for you to sell your home, because in the midst of everything that's going on right now, I don't know, but in terms of cost and potential to make money, this is definitely a good time from what I saw in my experience. So I fell in love with a few homes, as I said, and I put a few offers in. First offer, I didn't get. Second offer of a home, I didn't get. Third offer of a home, I didn't get. Fourth offer of a home, I didn't get. So at this point, I'm feeling emotionally exhausted, because you put the time and the effort, and when you fall in love with the home, you start imagining what it could be, what you could do with the space, how you can furnish it, and just get into this fantasy of what you can do, right? And so when you keep getting no's and no's and no's and no's, I was like, oh shoot, am I doing the right thing? Should I just give up? Should I put it on the side for a little bit? But I didn't give up, thanks to my agent and my best friend for pushing me to not give up. And I started to continued to look at properties. I was looking at things here and there, and I was learning about different situations. So different things that could help me afford certain properties. So I had 3 ideas, right? So the single family idea that came up before was one of them. And so the single family aspect in my mind, I would like a single family that would at least have 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, or the potential to do 1.5 if it just has 1 bathroom. And, you know, in a good neighborhood where I can, you know, down the line make some money after I put the money into the house and renovate it. And, you know, those kind of houses, I was hoping that I was going to get something in the low 2s, 210, 190, around the Providence area, which is very, you know, possible to find. But unfortunately, there was a lot of competition in that realm of cost. So a lot of the homes that I was putting in offers, I didn't stand a chance in a way, because they were just willing to go way above what I was willing to go for that specific household, right? And so another idea was to buy a more expensive property and, you know, have maybe 1 or 2 roommates to offset some of the expenses that I would have and renovating that place. And so when you're looking at the more expensive properties, I saw that there was less competition. And then the other thing is what I mentioned before, was looking at multifamilies. And multifamilies were in good neighborhood, where I would have rental income, maybe near the universities in Rhode Island, and, you know, have consistent income and have like a safe investment in a way. So I had those 3 options, and, you know, that's what I was focusing. I kind of narrowed down my searching from like looking at all types of properties to 3 different options and having 3 different ideas of how financially I was going to be able to do those things. And, you know, I put a couple more offers in, and I almost gave up again. But then last weekend, I went to see couple houses on a Friday, like 4 or 5 houses on a Saturday, and like 3 houses on a Sunday. And actually on the Sunday, I found this property, or 2 properties that I really, really liked. They were very different situations. One was already finished, move-in ready situation. The kitchen needs some updating, the bathrooms need some updating. Maybe you can add a bathroom in the home to add value down the line. New roof, you know, a nice backyard, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths already. So it's a good home. The other home was just magical. It's more of a grinder home, but it needed work. It needed the porch to be redone. It needed repainting, the ceilings to be redone, the walls to be redone, the bathrooms to be updated. I needed a lot more money than I was willing to pay kind of at the moment, or to be able to do. The nice thing is that I had more bedrooms. So that one had 5 bedrooms. And so in a way, I was going to be able to rent out a couple bedrooms or 3 bedrooms potentially to offset some of those costs. But when you're moving into a household from a 1-bedroom or for a 3-bedroom apartment for someone that has just 1 bedroom and some furniture in the apartment, I was looking at, you know, furnishing a larger home. So you're talking about $3,000, $5,000 or $6,000 that I was going to have to spend on furniture to make it nicer, so that people would want to, you know, rent and move into that house. And it was really a toss-up between those 2, and it was really a difficult choice to make. And I really didn't make a choice, because I ended up deciding to go forward with one option just to see if it had worked out. This is like 6-7 offers later that I have not gotten accepted, and I said, let me put in an offer to this house, and if it happens, it's meant to be. And if I don't get it, then the other one's meant to be. So that was the approach that I took, and I was very surprised. But the next day, I got notice from my agent that the offer was accepted, that I just had to increase the amount that I was going to deposit for the deposit of the home, But if I did so, I would be able to have that home or move forward to hopefully potentially have this home. And yeah, it's a great situation. It's on a great street, on a nice neighborhood. I was really afraid about being a minority. I know it's like, being Latino, being Black, being an immigrant. Some people might look at me maybe not wanting their neighborhood for some reason or other, just because of the values of their properties, and it's so it's so messed up. That's so messed up that has to be something that I have to take into consideration and to be aware of. But that's just the way the world is today, unfortunately, and I have to be honest with myself about that. So we're moving forward with the home. I have the inspection next week, and I'm so excited. It's it's such an American dream kind of situation. With regards to work, I will still be working around the Boston area, so I'm not that far away. I'm very fortunate that I don't have to go into work every single day. When I make the move, I'll be able to go to the office a few times a week and then work remote when I'm not able to be there. But I'm very fortunate. I'm truly grateful that I'm able to do this at the age that I'm doing it now. I'm so thankful, and I would have never pictured, the situation that I'm in right now. I work really, really hard and I make so many sacrifices in life to be able to do what I'm doing now. It's just the little things. The little things can add up, Like I mentioned, the lunch thing, think about it. If you're spending $10 eating out for lunch during your lunch break, that's like $50 a week. That's $200 a month. $200 a month that you could be saving on a year-to-year basis. And I'm a saver. I definitely am someone who saves their pennies and tries to find the best deal. And I don't always buy stuff all the time. I like investing in experiences, and this is the first time where I'm investing in an object itself, like a property, hoping that I will live there for a few years to come, that I'm able to do the things that I want to the property, to add value, to be able to give return in my investment in the future, because there's things I want to accomplish in my 30s, and like having a child. And even if I adopt a child, that costs money. Adoptions cost money. And yes, that's right, a child, because if I don't have a partner or anything like that, I still want to be a parent. And all those things, if I do those things on my own, I want to be able to go ahead and have the confidence. So I'll have to make the moves now to make those investments and think about the future and how those things are going to be impacted if I do the right things now today. So yeah, that's really all I really have to share. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below in the comments below, and I'll try to share whatever I've learned. I definitely have enjoyed more looking at properties than I have before. I looked at a building or a house and I really didn't think too much about it, but downloading Zillow was super fun in a way, because receiving the alerts and the alerts from my agent, I was able to look at different perspectives and learn different styles that I like about a home interior, in the interior, kitchen updates and bathroom updates, what I like, what color schemes I like and stuff like that. I've learned a lot. But definitely at the end of the day, it is a numbers game. So like I mentioned, I will be having at least 1 or 2 roommates to help me offset some of the costs that I'm spending right now in furniture and the closing and stuff like that. In terms of what I'm using to purchase the property, I'm able to do with this home an FHA loan. And if you guys want to know what an FHA loan is, definitely do a Google search and find out and learn it yourself, because I'm not going to be able to explain it to you. So I think, broaden your horizons and learn about that. In terms of down payment, I will be doing about I think about a 5% in total of down payment. So it's not a typical 20% down. I don't have the cash flow. I don't have the help from my family member to help me do that, but I do have my own funds. And I do have this opportunity to go ahead and make this investment. And I really like this property, and hopefully I'll be able to take you guys on a journey with me to decorate the home, to updating things, show you my yard. I'm really excited. I cannot wait for this thing to run its course in terms of from inspection to closing. it's really something I really am super thankful for. And my mom, when she sees it, I can't wait either, because I think she's gonna be, I don't know, it means a lot to me, and it means a lot. It will mean a lot to my family. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, like I said, ask me in the comments below. I'll try to engage. I engage as much as possible, actually. And if you are a new subscriber to this channel, or if you are not subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button below if you can, and get this video a like. I think it helps it when people like this video, because other people can see it that are not able to functioning algorithm. I mean, this YouTube thing is so saturated, and there's so many people who want to be creators. So it definitely helps if you guys give it a thumbs up. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day. Stay safe out there. Spread positivity. Connect with your family members. Connect with your friends who are not able to see them in person. Text them, FaceTime them, and try to spend not too much time on social media, not too much time watching the news. Do not get too paranoid on what's going on in the world, and too anxious about what's going on in the world. But hopefully I'll be able to create more content to keep you guys sort of entertained. And yeah, stay safe. Goodbye.